Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to show you how you can use Firebase storage to upload the image using the gallery or the camera. And then we'll show you how you can download those images on your phone. Let's begin with adding the dependencies. So first of all, I'm adding a dependency for Recycler View. Over there we'll download the video and display it in image view. Second dependency I'm adding for the Firebase storage. Another dependency is for the Firebase database where we are going to store our uploaded videos URL and the glide just to display the image what is uploaded successfully. So let's create our Firebase project. So you just need to search for the Firebase authentication and then click on the first link, then click on go to console, and then you need to use your Gmail ID. I already logged in, and then create project and then give any name of your project. I don't need any analytics. This step takes some time. Continue and then click on Android icon, and here we need to give the package name what we have already in our application. Just copy and paste, register app. Now you need to download this Google Service JSON file and then copy this file, and we need to select project from this drop down, and then on the app right click and paste this file. Now go to tools, Firebase, and there we can check, go to storage, click on the link. So we are able to successfully make the connection with our Firebase. Here is some code to upload the file and download the file. We can use it, but that is the later we'll use it. Second thing is we need to enable the rule, or we need to create the storage project. So let's get started with that. Here we need to modify our rules because we are not using any kind of authentication like email, password or phone. So we need to make it public. Similarly, we need to create a real-time database to store our URL irrespective of the login, logout. So we need to make it available with by changing it to true. Now let's begin with the layout. So I'm simply adding one button to select a picture from the gallery or from the camera. Another button I'll be adding for upload image. So I'm keeping this button on top of the screen. And the second button is for that is for upload our image. Now I'm adding one image view, so when we are going to take picture using the camera or we are picking from the gallery, so at that time we'll show the preview of that image what we need to upload. So for that I'm adding simply an image view. Now I'm adding a progress bar. Since image takes some time to upload, so during that time we'll display a progress bar to the user. Initially we'll make it its visibility gone, so that when image is uploading at that time it indicate. Now let's handle now retrieve our buttons image view from our layout. Now I'm simply handling our button clicks. I'm initializing now Firebase database and Firebase storage. And here we need to give the table name in our real-time database. So I'm giving it as a user underscore images. You can give any name. The real-time database we are going to use just to keep the URL what we are uploading for the images. So This is the function which we are going to call on the select button. Click. So since we are going to pick gallery or camera, so I am going to show a dialog to the user so that they can choose either they want to pick the image from gallery or they want to click using the camera. So for that I'm just simply creating an alert dialog with three buttons. So one button is gonna display as a camera. Second button I'm going to add as a neutral button is gonna be the cancel. And the third button I'm adding and I'm going to give it as name the gallery. Now each button click we need to simply close the dialog at least. Let's create another function to select from the gallery, which we are going to call on the gallery button click. Now I'm creating an intent to launch the gallery. And we are going to use start activity for result so that when we picked a picture at that time we'll get the callback. And here we need to pass the request code. So let's define a request code. Now we need to override a function that is on activity result. And here we will check the code we passed at the time of start activity for result. And simply adding a null check. If there is no data, then simply return it. No need to set anything or no need to retrieve anything. Otherwise, you'll get the null pointer exception. So when we are picking an image from the gallery, at that time we need to get the image path. So just I'm holding that path in the global variable. This path we are going to use when we will be uploading an image to the Firebase. Before that, we'll simply converting that image to bitmap and set it to our image view what on the screen. Now I'm creating a separate function for camera. So on the camera button click, we cannot directly open the camera. First we need to check the runtime permission, like we need to ask user if they allow, then only we can access the camera. So first of all we'll check runtime permission for camera and the storage. So we can access camera only if the permission is allowed. Now if permission is not granted, at that time we'll ask user to allow the permission in a dialog. Along with that, we need to pass a request code. So similar to the gallery, we'll define some request code. And this block of code will go inside the brackets. And in case of else, when permission is already given by the user, then we'll simply open camera. Now I'm creating an intent to open the camera. So this intent is used how we can open a native camera. And similarly, we'll call the start activity for result with the request code. So we need to define another request code for camera. And in this case also, when picture will be clicked, at that time on activity result will get called. Here we'll get the data.getExtras, that is the bundle. It will return as the bitmap. And now we'll simply set this bitmap to our image view, but need the path, so we need to write a separate function to retrieve the path of that image. So this block of code is simply uh, storing that bitmap what we received in the on activity result in the gallery. I think it's not the byte array input string, it should be the output stream. You can give any name. And now we need to simply convert this path to URI and return it. Now we'll call this function from this block. Now since we define the runtime permission, so we need to declare those permissions in our manifest. So first is the internet permission we required. Second permission is the camera permission. And third one is the storage permission. Now let's try to run our application till now. I'm going to run it on the real device, so I'm using Visor here. Okay, you can see two buttons. Select image, so cancel is working absolutely fine. Now gallery, I have a couple of images already there. I selected one. I'm trying to open a camera now. It is asking for the permission, allow. It should open a camera. Okay, so we miss the on request permission result function to override. So here when permission will be granted or denied, at that time this function get called. So there also we need to check if permission is granted, then open camera. So we missed that part. Let me do that. Okay, now you can see the camera. That's great. I took a picture. That's great. We can see it. Now we need to write a code for uploading our selected image. An upload image will call on the upload but call from the upload button. So first of all, we need to check the file path is should not be the null. before we hit it. And also we need to, at this point of time, we need to make visible our progress bar so that you can see, the user can see, like till the time image is uploading, they can see the indicator on the UI. Here we need to define, get the reference of our storage. So we can make it global, as we need to access it from the out of scope of the on crate. Dot get child, and here we need to create a separate folder. So I'm creating images, you can give any name. This folder will create on our Firebase storage, and I'm giving a any name to my image, that is just a random name. Now we need to add our listener, success listener or the failure listener, so that we should get to know our image is uploaded successfully or it failed to upload. And now we need to add another listener on our get download URL. So basically when image got uploaded, we need to retrieve the URL so that on next screen we can retrieve that image. So for that, this block of code will help here. So you see when I added the get download URL listener, here I'm getting a URI. So that URI is actually the URL which we are going to get and then store it inside our real-time database. So that from the next screen we can get the list of all the URLs of our images. So simply this one line of a code will store the URL in our real-time database, and then we'll show a toast message to the user that image uploaded successfully. And we will hide our progress indicator. Here we'll check. Here we are going to add a on failure listener. So in case if our image failed to upload, at that time we'll also going to show a toast message to the user, image upload failed, and will also hide our progress bar. Now let's run our application and see. Okay, so I'm selecting an image and clicking on upload button. Its image uploaded successfully. Now I'm selecting another image. It is uploaded successfully, and you can see the progress indicator as well. Now I'm taking a picture using a camera. Now I'm uploading it. It is also getting uploaded successfully. Now go to our Firebase and let's refresh our storage page. You can see the images folder which we gave there, and you can see all the images here. That's really great. Now in the real-time database, you can see all the images. URLs also get stored here. Now we are going to create another activity, and there we will download all the images and then we'll display it in our recycler view. Inside our layout, I am simply adding one recycler view. Our layout is ready. Now I am simply initializing my recycler view in my activity in a separate function. This step we have done several times in my past video. So we need to add a linear layout manager when we want to keep our recycler view vertically. So we'll simply add this linear layout manager to our recycler view. Next step is we need to add the adapter. So currently we don't have any adapter, so let's create a new separate adapter for that. I'm giving it as a name image adapter. You can give any name. Image view holder will be the static class which I'm going to create now. Now let's override our three functions. Since it is the inner class, so we need to define it as the static. But this class need to be extended with the view holder, recycler view holder. We'll create another constructor for our main class, which is going to take two input from the activity. One is the list which we need to display, so that is going to be the string type because it's going to hold just the URLs, and second parameter is the context. And I'm creating another function when we'll be setting the updated data to this adapter. And from here we'll call the notify dataset change. So it's just to refresh the list with an updated data. Now we'll inflate our layout. We don't have our layout ready, so let's create a new layout. So I'm simply copying it because it has a recycler view. We'll simply change it to the image view. We just need to add one image view. So it currently have one recycler view. Let's change it to the image view and change its ID as well. Also add some margin. Our layout is ready. Now let's set it to our adapter. And this is going to return us the view. And now we'll pass this view to our image view holder. Now we'll inflate our layout or the image view from the recycler row layout file. So item view dot find view by ID, and pass the ID name inside our recycler row layout file. That is the image view preview. Here we are going to use the glide, so we'll simply pass the URL and from into we'll pass our image view. That's it for our adapter. So our adapter is ready to set inside our activity. Now go back to our activity and set our adapter. Since this adapter need a two parameter in the constructor, so we need to get the URLs in the array list. So we'll pass it first. And now here we are going to create a separate function to load the URLs from the Firebase. So here with the help of for loop, we can retrieve the URL. Snapshot dot get children's, and we'll add this URL to our array list. Data snapshot dot get value dot toString. Now since our array list is not yet initialized, then in that case that will crash, so we need to initialize it also. We need to initialize our Firebase database. In fact, we can keep it inside the load URL function directly. And we can get the reference. Here we need to pass the same name what we pass on our main activity. Make sure to pass the same name, otherwise you won't be able to retrieve it. And then we'll set this to our add value event listener. Pass this DB reference and listener. And now we'll set the updated list to our adapter. So for accessing our adapter, we need to define it globally. Let's run and see. So there you go. So you can see all the images what we uploaded are able to download, but I see some gap over there. So let me check the layout. Okay, so we are setting the height as a match parent, so better to be wrap content. Now let's run it again and see. There you go. So you can see all the images. Let me upload few more images and show you. Uploaded. Now let's see it's downloaded successfully. A few more. Uploaded and downloaded. So that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.